Hey everybody, Weston here with the Hidden Gibbon, and today I want to talk about something that I've kind of evolved a lot on my thoughts. I'm talking about universes beyond, and I want to kind of talk about where I started, where I am, and where I think I'm headed with my thoughts about it. So let's get straight into it. So full disclosure, when Universes Beyond started, especially with the Walking Dead Secret Lair, I, like many Magic boomers, were pretty upset. I'll be honest with you. I thought it was going to ruin Magic. I thought that it was going to... it didn't feel like Magic. It wasn't Magic. That I wasn't going to play with those cards. And now, to say that I've evolved and grown on my thoughts is a big understatement. As you've probably seen, I play with Universes Beyond cards all the time, right? I have some Doctor Who cards. I have several Commanders who are Marvel. I have Jurassic Park cards. I have Godzilla cards. I play with Final Fantasy cards. And it took me a long while, but I finally came to the realization that, like, one, they're not going away. They never were going to go away. But two, I love this game, and the game has brought me so much joy and happiness over the year, right? And, like, who am I to tell somebody like a kid or an adult who loves Final Fantasy, who loves The Walking Dead or Lara Croft or Sonic, who am I to tell them that this game isn't for them? And I'll be honest with you, the upside of Universes Beyond is it's brought in people to the game. I will always advocate for Magic the Gathering growing as a game. Anything that, like, grows it in a healthy way is something that I'm going to be for. If it's bringing people in and they're having fun, if they're making friends, if they're made to feel welcome, especially those folks who might not have had that hobby, that outlet, might not have had those friends otherwise, welcome to the game. I'm glad to have you. I hope you stick around. And I hope that besides just the Final Fantasy and things like that, that you discover some of the really amazing in-universes property as well, like Edge of Eternities or Time Spiral or some of the really old cards in Urza's Saga. And yeah, but there is also a downside to Universes Beyond. As we all know, the Hasbro has to pay for the rights to these properties, right? Like they have to pay the rights to Lord of the Rings. They have to pay the rights to Final Fantasy, to Sonic, to Spider-Man, to Avatar. Eventually, we all know more Marvel, probably Star Wars, Star Trek. In my heart, I hope Mass Effect. I'm a big Mass Effect nerd. Give me some Mass Effect. Give me Commander Shepard, Fem Shep, all the Sheps. Give us like a million different versions of Shepard to represent custom classes. But I digress. The problem is that when those rights expire, how are we going to effectively print those cards into Universes Within? Now, they've done this with a couple cards. The Street Fighter cards are the ones specifically that I can think of. And this created a problem. It actually created a problem for me because I didn't know about this, right? I didn't know that they were printed as Universe Within. So I went to make my, where is it? Blanca deck, right? I have Blanca in here. And I was looking through cards to go into Blanca, and as I was searching, I found Howling Abomination. And I'll put that card up on screen. I'll put them both up on screen. So, when you have a Universes Within card that's represented on a Universes Beyond card, say Minas Morgul, right, from Lord of the Rings is Cabal Coffers. It'll have Minas Morgul at the top, and then below it'll say Cabal Coffers, and it will be the same card, so you clearly know what card it is. The problem is if a card starts as Universes Beyond and they no longer have the rights, they can't reference that card on the Universes Within version of the card, right? So in the case of Blanca, And Howling Abomination, I did not know that those were the exact same card. I didn't think to look down in the bottom right hand corner. I just assumed that it was any other Magic card, right? And so I'm like, sweet, I'll put these both in there. And like, I was brewing and I showed it to my friends and they let me know. They're like, hey, those are the same card. And I'm like, no, they're not. Like, one's the Howling Abomination, one's Blanca. And they're like, oh, Howling Abomination is the Universes Within version of Blanca. And I'm like, well, that doesn't make any sense. Where's the reminder thing? And then it got into the whole right. So that leads to a big problem that we might have. So either one, Wizards just won't reprint all of these Universes Beyond cards, at which point we will start getting a pseudo reserved list, which I am already a giant opponent of the reserve list card. Even if I had like mint alpha and beta power 9, even if I had 100,000 dual lands and reserve list cards, and I do have some reserve list cards. I have some cards that are worth, a lot of money. I would rather have those cards be worth less and have people have access to the game. And I know altogether this video is going to draw hate, right? I'm going to get hate from people who hate Universes Beyond. I'm going to get hate from people who love the reserve list. It's okay. It's my opinion. It's just how I see things. But if we have a pseudo reserve list game or cards, right? Like, say they can't print an in-universe 1/1 ring. That card was $100. It only dropped because it got banned in Modern. What happens when they can't print a Universes Within and eventually the card goes back up to $100+, right? Or what happens when they can't reprint some of the very unique cards, like the Warhammer 40k cards? What's the bug species, the alien species? Warhammer 40k friends, please don't hurt me. I used to know this. Tyranids, yeah, Tyranids. Like, those are pretty unique, right? And what do we do with Lord of the Rings cards with things like The Ring Tempts You, right? The Ring Tempts You is a very unique mechanic. Are they going to come up with something called The Stone Curses You and not be able to reference it as The Ring Tempts You and have essentially Nazgul, but they're going to be called, we're going to call them spectral ghosts. That's probably already a card, but we're going to call them spectral ghosts, right? And you can have 9 and it's going to say The Stone Curses You when they enter, and then each ghost gets this. No, like it's very difficult. And so that's honestly my primary concern. With things like the Marvel cards, right? Like with Iron Man, with Captain America, with Storm, and Black Panther, I plan on trying to get each of those individually, just one copy, because I wasn't able to get them before their Secret Lair sold out, right? And if they can't reprint those cards or print Universes Within versions of them, they're already expensive and they're only going to go up. And so I have to get a copy if I ever want to make decks out of them, or I got to proxy them, which again, I'm pro proxy. But that you kind of see the problem here. That being said, it's a mixed bag, right? We see the good things that have come from Magic. From a Wizard standpoint, it's never going to go away because Universes Beyond sell incredibly well. Look at Final Fantasy, made that 200 million in one day when it took Lord of the Rings 6 months. And Lord of the Rings was the most profitable set up until Final Fantasy. Do I think we're going to get that level of hype from Spider-Man? No, I think that rather than just do a Spider-Man set, they should have just done a rather large Marvel Avengers set, right? Like, give us like a 350 card set that's Avengers themed, and then just put them all in there, right? Or do a couple Avengers sets, but a 200 card set for just Spider-Man, where it appears as though a good amount of the cards are just Spider-Man, and there's one chase card in the Soul Stone. I'm not confident that it will do Final Fantasy numbers. I love Avatar, The Last Airbender, but I don't think it will do Final Fantasy numbers. I would love if it did, because I love Avatar: The Last Airbender. but then I'm afraid like it pushes that FOMO, right? I legitimately have FOMO, the fear of missing out, because like I would like some of these cards, right? When the Avatar comes out, I would like to collect a good amount of those cards, not even if they're good or bad, but because I love Avatar. I want to have some of the Marvel cards because I want to make decks out of them. But if they don't make Universes Within versions, then how affordable is that going to be for your average person? And then secondly, if they do make Universes Within, but they can't reference the original card, you're going to have things like what happened with me and Blanca and the Howling Abomination, right? You're going to have instances where people are like, okay, say it's just some like random common from, or uncommon, or staple rare from the Spider-Man set, and they make a Universes Within version, and you're a newer player, and you're like, oh, sweet, it's the exact same card, just, you know, 2 different cards, and you put that in, and then you get called out for cheating, essentially, or having an illegal deck, when you had no way of knowing, because there's no reference to it unless you look down in that bottom left-hand corner and it has like the set name right on it. But if you're a new player, you're not gonna think to do that. I didn't think to do that, and I've been playing the game for 20 years. I just assumed that they were 2 different cards. I didn't know that Blanca got a quote-unquote in-universes reprint. So yeah, kind of let me know. I want to know a few things from everybody today. One, where do you stand on Universes Beyond? And what ones have you liked? What ones have you not liked? Is there any stipulations with them when it comes to Universes Beyond? The next thing I want to know is, are you afraid of that same reserve list kind of problem? I've seen other creators mention it, and it got me really to thinking. And it's something that I'm absolutely concerned with, because my 2 biggest things about Magic are making the game affordable and accessible to everybody, regardless of socioeconomic circumstances, right? Like, we play with cardboard. It should not cost you so much that you can't just enjoy a hobby, right? And then the message of welcoming everybody into Magic, especially folks from marginalized communities. And then the other thing I want to know from you about Universes Beyond are, what ones are you looking forward to? What ones are giving you anxiety? I'll be honest with you, Spider-Man's causing me a little bit of anxiety because I really liked Edge of Eternities, and like I'm sure you've heard online, a lot of people are like, it felt like we didn't even really get to really enjoy Edge of Eternities. I'm going to keep doing Edge of Eternity stuff pretty much up until Spider-Man release. Because I like the set that much. I'll dig up some more commanders and do stuff like that. I actually really liked Final Fantasy, even though I wasn't super excited for it. But yeah, kind of let me know. And I'm probably gonna, because I got to thinking about how cool it is for some people to be like, oh, my favorite things in Final Fantasy. I'm gonna probably do a personal opinion piece of like, my top 5 Universes Beyond properties that I'd love to see in Magic the Gathering. If you want to let me know what those are for you, let me know in the comments down below. As always, I thank you all for watching. If you would like me to do a deck tech on a deck that you want, please fill out the Google form that I have made. If you'd like to play with my friends and I've got a Google form there for you to be able to do so. Without that, other than that, thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day.